Shalom. We'll start this off by giving honor, praise, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Wahara Kakwadash. Peace and salutations to the elect men, starting with the elders of GMS on down, who push forward this will and doctrine of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai diligently day by day, according to the true understanding of the scriptures. To all of you, I say Shalom. So this lesson is going into, it's a quick lesson while I'm on the road, but this is just, something that I was just meditating on. And it's even in the moments that you're going through things, the moments that you fall, things get tougher. You end up playing the wrong card within your cards that you've been dealt. You know what I'm saying? To where you mess up. The game's not over yet, right? You gotta keep playing. You gotta keep doing your job. Especially those of you men who are looking to be of the Lord's elect, you know what I'm saying, those that have been set up within this ministry to be teachers, ultimately, because we know we are to continue to keep doing the works, because the job's not finished, the harvest is plenty, but the laborers are few, so even in those moments, that you may fall, the 7 times, you want to make sure that you still doing the work, because that's a part of how you get back up, and with you doing that, it just allows you to be able to help and show forth, realness, the things that people actually deal with on a day-to-day, you're able to show, not everybody's perfect, but nonetheless we striving for perfection, because it's all through what you're meditating on, with the spirit that you're in, and how you take heed to the things that's being put in front of you. And I just got a couple of scriptures, but I just wanted to grab them, and read them real quick. So because it's just something that's very important to be mindful of, and it's definitely something that you want to make sure that you are holding to within your day-to-day, knowing that with you dealing with the things that you're dealing with, you can still do the works. We don't really have time to be trying to BS or sugarcoat or ultimately not do our job, and with you building that rapport within yourself and with the Lord, or you build that habit of doing lessons even in the moments that you may be fucked up, or however it may be, the highs and the lows, it's just gonna further help you to be stronger and help others to be stronger, So I'm gonna get my first scripture. This isn't the premier one, it would be the next one I get, but this is Matthew 5 verse 16. It says, "Let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven." You see? And really, I can start up right here in verse 14. It says, "Ye are the light of the world. A city that is set on a hill cannot be hid." So us having this truth, having the true knowledge, wisdom, understanding of the Lord's word and the Lord's scriptures, you got to make sure that you taking heed to the fact that you held in a certain position, and within this position, there's certain roles and statutes, regulations, actions. There's certain things that's required of you that you have to do. You got to make sure that you're still on top of, and that includes doing lessons. Being a brother, paying attention to the things that's going on. Like you can't falter any little bit. It's like the lesson that the brother Mahar had did. One of the brothers I labor with, right? The beloved brother Mahar. There's no time to relapse. Even when things get tough, you still got to make sure that you're doing your job. But it says, "Neither do men light a candle and put it under a bushel, but on a candlestick, and it giveth light unto all that are in the house." You see? So with you having that light, you're supposed to use it. There's a purpose. There's a reason why the Lord chose you. to be a laborer, not to just sit there and waste your talents, put it in a napkin and bury it. No, like, you not supposed to just sit around not doing nothing, with this truth, like with this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of the Lord. You supposed to be utilizing it, using it, applying it, to be better than what you were before. We striving to be able to make it on those ships. We striving to be able to make it onto the chariots, to be able to make it to the kingdom to come, and it starts now. We ain't got no time to waste, but with you doing that, that allows you to be able to help others as well. That's why it says that give it light unto all that are in the house. Mind you, you're not the only one part of the Father's business. You just one piece of the body of the church, but the whole body works together like a well-oiled machine. So you got to make sure that you on top of your shit too. And that's me speaking to myself first and foremost, But again, it says, verse 16, let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven. And why is that? And when I say why is that, why is this so important to keep in mind, as far as understanding that you have to let your light so shine? You know what I'm saying? The moments that you are down, the moments that you fuck up, you still that light nonetheless. You know what I'm saying? It might have been like a moment where a gust of wind kind of blew, where the light kind of looked dim for a second, but yet because you that light of the world, that's still lit, because you still, rooted in your how about your shot, you still lit. You're not gonna go out easy, That's not what's gonna happen, right? Especially if you are of the Lord's, of the Lord's anointed, if you are the Lord's chosen, it's not gonna go out. So that means you gotta endure, keep pushing nonetheless, right? Because it only allows others to be able to see your good works in the ups and downs, because that's real life. That's the scriptures. The ups and downs, the good and the evil, right? But it's to help be able to glorify our Father which is in heaven, And this is my other scripture right here. And this is John 9, right? And this is another, example, if you will, because this is the moment, I'll just read it. This is John 9 and verse 1. It says, and Yahushua passed by and saw the man which was blind from his birth. And his disciples asked him, saying, Master, who did sin, this man or his parents, that he was born blind? And this is like dealing with the cards that you've been dealt. The situations that you may be in, Just because you may not have something, or you may be down, doesn't mean that you're not in a position to still receive those blessings from the Lord, from Yahweh Shem Yahushua. We got all kind of inheritance, all kind of promises and inheritance and riches, written to us, if we endure, if we, keep pushing, keep doing our job while we here, enduring to the last end, right? But it says, Yahushua answered, neither hath this man sinned nor his parents, but that the works of God should be made manifest in him. You see? Because think about it. For him to be blind, but yet still believe and still have this hope and faith, like that's something that could be exhorted to somebody that's in a low spirit, And but these are the things to consider. These are the examples of how you are able to see the word to be true. Not just being translated into real life, because the words are real life. What you see is that's it. Like that's there. It's like the brother Pradah had said, like, nah, that's your woman going, on our past highways. Nah, that is my, doing this, eating pork, or, committing whatever, however, all the things that we go through is all throughout the scriptures. It's plain as day. But again, you being able to see that is a blessing. That's the Lord working within you. And that's something that you got to hold to and speak on. Speak on his righteousness. You know, we see that the world we live in is evil because it's given into the hands of the wicked. You know what I'm saying? That's why that's so much more why we got to keep, you know what I'm saying, pushing to do the Lord's work. You know what I'm saying? Even in the moments that we fall, and even in the moments that we down and out. You know what I'm saying? But this the point. It says, verse 4, right? And this the premiere, if you will. John 9:4 says, I must work the works of him that sent me while it is day. It says, the night cometh when no man can work. It says, as long as I am in the world, I am the light of the world. You see? We got to work the works now while it is day. You know what I'm saying? Time is ticking, you know? It's going to be a famine of the word. Where, you know what I'm saying? No man can speak, you know? So we got to make sure that we putting up the shots that we can put up now, you know what I'm saying, before the game's over. Because it's better to say that you did it than to have not did it, you know? And you're going to be held to the work that you do, you know what I'm saying? You're going to be held to the kind of brother, the kind of man that you are, you know what I'm saying? So you got to make sure that you doing what you got to do, you know what I'm saying? And sometimes that may be, you know what I'm saying, shutting up and taking heed, or that may be, you know what I'm saying, talking and speaking, you know what I'm saying, projecting your, you know what I'm saying, lift up your voice like a trumpet. However it may be, you know what I'm saying, being in a low state, or, you know what I'm saying, exalting yourself, you know what I'm saying, a balance. But making sure that you're doing it, making sure that you're proving the Lord's word to be true, you know, and being real with other believers, you know what I'm saying, because we all looking to help each other get to the end, you know what I'm saying, those that are of the Lord's chosen, those that's of the Lord's elect, you know. As long as I am in the world, I am the light of the world, you know what I'm saying. So be that light that shines, so that way your good works can be seen and they can glorify the Lord. You know what I'm saying? That's the ups and the downs, you know? So that's pretty much it. That's the point. Lord willing, this has been edifying. You know, with that, I'm going to say, call on Allah, Yahweh, Bashim, Yahweh, Shai, Wahal, Kakwadash, the next time. Shalom.